So you're watching this video because you want to find a high ticket client. In this video, I break down step by step of how to find your first high ticket client. Make sure to watch this video. What's going on? If you're watching this video, you probably want to find a client for your high ticket sales, maybe a high ticket closer, and you want to know step by step of how to find your first client. We're going to cover that in a second, but before we start off, my name is Kevin Yee. I'm actually a high ticket sales and full stack marketing strategist. I help entrepreneurs, closers, and businesses convert and scale their high ticket products, services, and offers so they can grow their business while maintaining their brand, making sure that it aligns with their brand messaging and all that without sleazy sales tactics. But anyways, I just wanted to preface this. This video was shot quite a while ago, but I found it in the archives. So make sure to watch this video. What I recommend, taking a pen, some paper, and taking some notes, because this is actually how I step-by-step got my clients as well. I probably will do an updated video on this, so make sure if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below so I can follow up in my part 2 video. And finally, if you want to know how to build a relationship-based high-ticket sales process that will sell your high-ticket products, offers, and services without sleazy sales tactics, make sure to check out my 12-point high-ticket sales audit checklist. It'll plug any gaps that you have in your high ticket sales process as well. At the moment, I'm actually still writing it, so when it's ready, I'll throw it in the description below. Make sure to check that out. I should have a lot more cool content for you guys who are into high ticket sales, so drop any questions that you have in the comments below as well. That's pretty much it. I'll let you get to the video. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. What's going on? It's your boy Kevin Yee. So before we start this video, let me ask you a question. Comment below. Let me know, how are you guys currently trying to find your high ticket clients? Let me know in the comments, and also make sure to like, comment, subscribe so this video gets blasted out onto the internet. So recently I've been getting a lot of questions about how to find your first high ticket client, especially in this environment right now. During this time of the shooting, the whole COVID-19 thing is happening at the moment, and having a remote income is more important than ever. So maybe you are looking to start a remote service-based business, and maybe you've invested into a high income skill like something like copywriting or marketing or sales. And I know how hard it can be finding your first client, because the truth is you technically aren't a business until you're generating a revenue, until you have a paying client that is willing to pay for your professional services. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I started this service-based hustle, right? And where I started with no experience, what happened. We're going to talk about what doesn't work. And we're also going to talk about my 3 steps that I use to get clients over and over and over again, to the point where I never even need to pitch clients, and where I can generate clients essentially on demand. So if this is your first time watching me, I actually used to be a pharmacist. I wasn't too happy in my career in pharmacy. And so I started to buy a lot of these courses teaching me how to do digital marketing and all that. But for some reason, I wasn't the most technical guy. It would be really hard for me to launch a campaign and do all that sort of stuff. And so then I jumped into the world of sales because I wanted a more intimate environment and just really connect with people. That's really one of my strengths. If you take a strength finder, it'll basically say, hey, relationship and talking to people and strategic thinking. So I took this course for high ticket sales, and I got out thinking that I could close any client and whatnot. Guess what? Did not close a client for probably about a year, a solid client at least, right? To do something like high ticket sales, there are 3 things I was lacking. 1, I had no experience whatsoever. 2, after having no experience, I wasn't very good at my craft. I thought I was good because I had this process, right? But just because you have a process behind everything, it doesn't make you a good service provider. 3rd thing, I had no idea where to start. Keep in mind, I've always been in the 9-to-5 realm in corporate sort of pharmacy. And so they're the ones always telling you, hey, this is what you need to do and this and all that. So it was my first time going out there to reach for clients, right? Well, after getting humiliated by multiple different clients and really humbling myself, fast forward 10 months later, I generated about 1.2 million in revenue for my client with my business partner, and with the help of really good mentors and all that sort of stuff, people who have kind of been on the path ahead of me that were willing to help me out. And so ever since I've been able to deliver a lot more, and because I'm professional with my services, I get referrals every day for more and more gigs as well. But back to when I was first starting, I remember how humiliated I felt all the time. I remember one of the first times I actually spoke to a potential client on the phone. I was so nervous. I didn't have the right process. I had no experience. And it was really tough for me. And I remember I was talking to this marketing agency who needed sales services. And I remember how bad he made me feel. He literally humiliated me on the phone, and for good reason too. I remember jumping on the phone with this guy and he's like, "You haven't had that much experience before." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I haven't really had a lot of experience, right?" Well, it did not go well, because I had literally no guidance. At that moment, I just wanted to quit. I was like, "Dude, Kevin, is this something that you really want to do?" And at the time, no one wanted to take a risk on me. And oftentimes I just felt humiliated. But the truth is, we all have to start somewhere. I remember coming off that call and I was like, "Dude, is this something I still want to do?" Yes, because I wanted to have true financial independence by being able to eat what I kill. Right? Essentially provide some sort of value in the marketplace that wasn't just given to me. And I think that's something really important to keep in mind. The only asset I had really was good relationships. And unfortunately, I just didn't know how to use them in business. So let's talk about 3 things that don't work. First of all, paid ads. Chances are your ideal client isn't going to go down a Facebook ad and suddenly want your services. They could in theory, but chances are that's probably not going to happen, because especially if it's your first client, you need a high level of intimacy. Second thing is pitching the wrong people. I've seen people pitch everyone from their brother to their mom, and chances are they probably don't want your high ticket services. So you need to identify the right people that you want to essentially work with, right? Third thing is spending thousands on a high ticket program and expecting, "Oh, people will automatically want to work with me." That is not the case. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a 3-step process of how I used to get my ideal clients and drop some knowledge, guys. So step number 1, you need an organic strategy to get your clients for the long term. What was really interesting for myself, and I'm not telling you to do the same thing, but I remember one of my first major clients, he actually had a digital marketing agency. I actually had a YouTube channel, which I talked about my journey of high ticket sales and all that. I really struggled and was really talking about how I was developing these skills and whatnot. Through my content, he was like, "Wow, Kevin is actually a really caring guy. He could potentially help me close more deals if I give him a chance." So I remember one day I got this email where he was like, "Hey, Kevin, can you help me close my deals?" And I was like, "Sure, let's talk about, see what you need and try to see if I can help in any other way," right? And it's very different when they come to you. Now, am I telling you to start a YouTube channel? No. But the thing is, having an organic strategy, creating content, it's high level intimacy working in your favor, right? People begin to understand how do you work, and they begin to trust you, which is more important, because see, the thing is, sometimes we forget business is one of the most intimate relationships you can have with a person. You're trusting them with money. You're trusting them with their key assets in their business, and you can do a lot of damage. You can actually affect their livelihood if they take on the wrong person. So it's really important that they trust you. They trust the person that they're letting into their home, essentially. Now, maybe you don't have a YouTube channel, totally cool, right? But where can you meet these potential clients? I would say Facebook groups, Reddit communities, physical events. But I know the coronavirus kind of ruined that. You can even go to the people who you paid money for in the past. But your goal, this is the key, your goal isn't to necessarily pitch these people. See, remember what I said, what was lacking? It's intimacy. Your real goal is just to create relationships in the community. Legit ones, real relationships, not those fake relationships, people who will really advocate for you and all that as well. So your goal isn't to necessarily network with people, but to create real friends. Why is this important? Well, how does a typical conversation go between friends? "Hey, I'm Kevin. Great meeting you. What brought you to this event? What do you do? Tell me a little bit about yourself." "Oh, hi. I do XYZ, maybe real estate, maybe selling some drugs on the side. How about you?" You see that exchange right over there?
People will always know what you do, so you don't need a hard pitch them, right? This essentially is your business card. As you build more and more relationships, friends get to know you, they begin to like you, they begin to trust you, which is what we're going. And here's the thing, I've had more success with referral-based businesses through a friend of a friend who knew that I could help solve their problem than just cold pitching someone. You essentially need to build what some people might call this building your pipeline, but essentially what you're trying to do is create raving fans, knowing that you'll take care of any referral that comes their way. Think about it like this. If somebody's open to giving you a referral, they really trust you, right? Because why? They trust that you will take care of their friend or that referral, right? If you don't, then it could sever the relationship or put some tension on that relationship, if that makes sense, right? That's like a friend of a friend. You want to make sure that you vet that person. But this isn't built in like a day. This might take a few weeks. And the better and better you get at it, you can build a better relationship with people with just like 1 or 2 interactions. The easiest way to build a relationship with someone or connect with someone is really to shoot them a personalized video based off their involvement in some sort of community. So like I said, Facebook communities, Reddit communities and whatnot. If, for example, if somebody posts like, hey, you know, I'm struggling with XYZ in my business, maybe in the Asian Hustle Network, you reach out to them, just be like, hey, you know, I know that you're struggling with this. What's going on? Tell me a little bit about your business. Or if you see a really insightful post, give them some props. So often do people ever really compliment each other, right? So the other day on the Asian Hustle Network, I actually saw this yogi and she was doing Zoom yoga sessions and posted it on the Asian Hustle Network. I was like, man, that's a really good idea. So guess what? I DM'd her via Facebook, shot her a video. I was like, hey, what's going on? I just want to say that you're doing a really great job like marketing yoga via Zoom. I never thought of that. I'm actually a practicing yogi as well, or just got into yoga, and I love to connect. Are you open for that, right? That's how you build relationships. You gotta be super specific. You can't just be a general comment. It has to be super specific. You can use tools like Loom. You can use in-platform tools like Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger, or even drop an email. Those all legit work. But the major con to this is that it's kind of slow. Unless you got all the time in the world, organic is not enough and probably not quick enough for your needs. So this brings me into step 2. Step 2, you need an active strategy to pitch the right people. So it might seem like I'm anti-pitching, but here's the truth. Pitching isn't bad. You just need the right strategy to focus it on the right people. And you really got to ask yourself, who are the people in pain? Where do these people hang out? Ramit Sethi calls these the fishing holes of your potential clients. So put yourself in the shoes of a business owner. Let's say if I'm doing an e-commerce store, my store is actually doing quite well, but I really want to scale it and bring it to the next level. Well, I think I need a marketer. So where am I going to look for something like a marketer? Oh, maybe it's an agency where there's an organization or a company who actually looks for high quality marketers or high quality salespeople to source out to you if you need it. Maybe they're on boards like Upwork, where there's a bunch of freelancers that hire their services. Or maybe it's in a community where they're having discussions. I know in some of the boards I'm in, they're just like, hey, does anybody know a good paid ad specialist? Or does anybody know blah, blah, blah? You want to be in the know for these things. Also, another way to identify the right people, if you want to do some more cold type of outreach, one of the strategies I love is moving down the S-curve. So if you are something like a high ticket salesperson and there's this one industry that you really like, they have a great mentorship, maybe some sort of real estate mentorship or syndication method type of thing. You really want to close for these type of offers, for these business mentorships. So you take the top authority in this industry. You could try pitching them, but chances are you're probably not gonna get a reach of them. And what you want to do is move down their testimonials. Maybe their students need something like closers, or they need some sort of marketing type of thing. And then slowly, if they don't need anything, look at their testimonials and keep on moving down. And this is what I call moving down the S curve. You need to find that right spot where they have proof of concept, meaning they're actually successful in their business, but they need to scale. That's the key thing. This is what I call moving down the S curve. And eventually you will find the right client. Now, the key to this when you are reaching out to people is that you don't want to just pick up a phone and start dialing people, although it could work, but especially when you're starting off, you need to be more intimate, not less. Again, sending something like video messages is something really important because even if you copy the way that I do my videos, it's going to be a lot different. The vibe is always a little different. So that's something to keep in mind, which leads me into step 3. You need to focus on world-class fulfillment and build relationships with the team. Now, this is essential. This is not a beginner tip. This is after you get your first client, because like I said, if you move down the S curve, you eventually will find the right person. It just might take a lot of time. If you are building your organic strategy and your active strategy, there's no reason why you won't find a first client. How do you find a potential client? Well, you could, maybe your best strategy would to be join a staffing agency where they help connect people with potential clients. Maybe it's putting up your services on boards like Upwork or something like Clarity.fm. Or maybe it's talking to industry experts and moving down the S curve, where you start with the leading authority and move down as you go on. Back to step 3. So I want to let you guys know that getting clients after your first client, after you have proof of concept, gets easier with experience. First of all, your personal brand is attached to your name. So you need to focus on doing the best damn job that you can, making sure that you're professional, that you show up on time to your meetings, that you actually deliver, that you're updating any sort of things or metrics that need to be updated, and keep your client engaged. And having a cadence and updating your clients so they always know, hey, what's happening. If you want to be in the service-based business, you must do a good job and you must deliver results. One of the things that I did back in the day was really got to know everybody on the team, got to know some of the more experienced people, reached out to them. If they ever shared any tips, I would just let them know, hey, your tip on XYZ, I've actually used it. It helped me with this specific results, right? Building relationships with people in your industry. Sure, you might look at them as competitors, but you can make them as raving fans, right? You got to realize there's enough opportunity for everyone. So that's why it gets easier and easier, and referrals get easier over time. One of the things I love doing in my daily practice is that I recognize people for their hard work and thank people on the real. Like, I'm not fake about it. I'm very genuine when people help me out or go out of their way to help me out. And that way people feel appreciated. So if there's ever another gig, for example, a sales gig, this is very popular in sales, they always hit me up and they're just like, hey, Kevin, we got this gig. Are you interested? Sometimes it might make sense. Sometimes it might not. But think about it. I never have to worry about work. So that essentially is my 3 steps of how I find clients so that I'm never running out of clients. Again, I would love to kind of hear from you. What are some things that you guys are currently doing with finding your clients? As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And what are some of more your questions as well when it comes to finding your first client? Make sure to comment below. And guess what? I will talk to you guys later. Peace, mother people. Bye. Peace.